In the intricate tapestry of international relations, the relationship between the European Union and Israel stands out as a complex and evolving narrative. At the crossroads of history, culture, and geopolitics, these ties are more than just diplomatic formalities. They are threads woven through decades of shared and at times tumultuous histories. As we delve into the labyrinth of the European Union's stance towards Israel, it's essential to recognize that this relationship is not monolithic. It is a spectrum of perspectives influenced by historical events, political ideologies, and the ever-shifting sands of international diplomacy. In the realm of international politics, there are no permanent friends or permanent enemies, only permanent interests. Inspired by Lord Palmerston, 19th century British statesman. This quote, echoing the sentiments of Lord Palmerston, encapsulates the fluid nature of international alliances and interests. As we explore which EU states are most pro-Israel, let's embark on a journey through history, policy, and the intricate dance of diplomacy that shapes these unique relationships. In the aftermath of World War II, Europe was a continent grappling with reconstruction and redefining its identity. During this period of profound change, the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948 marked a significant chapter in global history, one that would deeply influence European politics and policies. Europe's relationship with the nascent State of Israel was initially cautious yet empathetic, influenced heavily by the horrors of the Holocaust. This tragedy played a pivotal role in shaping European public opinion and political stance towards Israel, leading to a general sense of moral responsibility among European nations. The formation of the European Union brought together diverse nations under a unified political and economic framework. As the EU expanded and strengthened, its approach towards Israel evolved from a primarily moral and historical obligation to a more complex and strategic partnership. This evolution was marked by various milestones, including trade agreements, political cooperation, and sometimes diplomatic disagreements. The EU's stance on Israel has been influenced by factors like regional stability, economic interests, and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Recommended reading: Europe and Israel, Troubled Neighbors by Emanuele Ottolenghi. This insightful book offers an in-depth analysis of the EU-Israel relationship, examining the historical, political, and socio-economic factors that have shaped their interactions. For those seeking a deeper understanding of this complex relationship, Emanuele Ottolenghi's Europe and Israel, Troubled Neighbors provides a comprehensive and nuanced perspective, exploring the layers of this unique intercontinental bond. At the heart of EU-Israel relations lie robust economic ties. The European Union is one of Israel's most significant trading partners, a relationship anchored in comprehensive trade agreements and mutual investments. These economic connections extend beyond mere trade numbers, embodying a partnership that has fostered technological innovation and entrepreneurial collaboration. The EU's involvement in Israel's vibrant tech sector, coupled with Israel's participation in European research programs, highlights a symbiotic relationship fostering progress and innovation. Politically, the EU and Israel share fundamental values rooted in democratic principles. This common ground has cultivated a partnership characterized by mutual support for democratic institutions, the rule of law, and human rights. Security interests, particularly in combating terrorism and addressing regional instability have further solidified this alliance. The tumultuous geopolitics of the Middle East often find the EU and Israel as partners in pursuit of stability and peace. The cultural and social fabric of this relationship is enriched by the significant Jewish communities across Europe. These communities not only symbolize historical bonds, but also foster ongoing cultural exchange and mutual understanding between the EU and Israel. Recent statements from EU leaders reflect a nuanced stance towards Israel. While there is support and admiration, there are also calls for progress in areas such as the Israeli-Palestinian peace process and concerns over certain policies. This multifaceted relationship, encompassing economic, political, cultural, and social dimensions, paints a picture of a partnership that is as complex as it is critical in the tapestry of international relations. Germany's relationship with Israel is deeply rooted in the historical context of the Holocaust. This tragic past has instilled a sense of moral responsibility, influencing Germany to be one of Israel's staunchest supporters in Europe. Recent political statements and actions by Germany reflect a continued commitment to Israel's security and prosperity. This includes significant bilateral cooperation in areas of defense, technology, and education. For further insight, Germany and Israel, Moral Debt and National Interest by George Levy delves into the historical and moral factors shaping this unique relationship. The Czech Republic has shown unwavering support for Israel since its founding. Rooted in shared democratic values, the Czech stance often aligns closely with Israel's interests, both politically and in defense cooperation. Notable incidents, such as the Czech Republic's supportive stance during key UN votes, exemplify its solid alliance with Israel. Poland's history with the Jewish community is multifaceted. Despite historical challenges, recent years have seen a strengthening of ties with Israel, characterized by a political alignment that reflects shared interests and concerns. Poland's voice in EU forums often echoes a pro-Israel sentiment, balancing historical sensitivities with contemporary geopolitical realities. Hungary's recent political shift has had a notable impact on its relationship with Israel. This shift is characterized by a more nationalistic approach, aligning in some respects with Israel's political landscape. These interactions underscore a growing partnership focusing on areas such as innovation, security, and cultural exchange. Other EU states, like Austria and the Netherlands, have also demonstrated significant pro-Israel stances. Their support is reflected in diplomatic engagements, trade relations, and positions on key international issues concerning Israel. While certain EU states exhibit strong support for Israel, it is crucial to recognize that the European Union does not possess a monolithic stance on Israel. The diversity within the EU manifests in varied perspectives and policies towards Israel, reflecting the complex tapestry of European geopolitics. This diversity is shaped by historical experiences, political ideologies, and domestic considerations unique to each member state. Countries like Sweden, Ireland, and Belgium often express more critical views of Israel. These perspectives are frequently rooted in concerns over human rights issues, particularly in the context of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Sweden, for instance, has been vocal about the need for a two-state solution and has condemned settlement expansions in the occupied territories. Ireland's stance, too, is influenced by its own history of conflict and struggle for independence, leading to a sympathetic view towards the Palestinian cause. Belgium's critical perspective often focuses on humanitarian aspects, advocating for the protection of Palestinian rights and supporting international law in the region. The European Union, as a collective body, strives to balance these diverse viewpoints, aiming for a unified foreign policy that reflects the values and interests of all its member states. However, achieving consensus on complex issues like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains a challenging endeavor. This diversity of views within the EU underscores the intricate and multifaceted nature of international relations, where each nation's stance is a reflection of its own history, values, and strategic interests. In the realm of international relations, the only constant is change. Current geopolitical trends are continually reshaping the contours of EU-Israel relations, setting the stage for future shifts and their far-reaching implications. Analyzing current geopolitical trends, one of the significant trends influencing EU-Israel relations is the evolving situation in the Middle East, particularly the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the broader regional dynamics involving Iran, Syria, and other key players. The EU's stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains a critical factor, with calls for renewed peace efforts and a two-state solution. Additionally, the EU's approach towards Iran's nuclear program and its impact on regional stability is closely watched by Israel. Another trend is the burgeoning technological and economic cooperation. Israel's status as a tech powerhouse and its advancements in sectors like cybersecurity, agriculture, and healthcare are of significant interest to EU states. Several potential shifts could shape the future of EU-Israel relations. The evolving global power balance, particularly with the rise of China and changing US foreign policy, may influence the EU's strategic priorities and its relationship with Israel. The outcome of the Israeli-Palestinian peace process, or lack thereof, will continue to be a pivotal factor. Positive advancements could enhance EU-Israel relations, while stagnation or deterioration might lead to increased tensions. The role of public opinion and civil society movements cannot be understated. Increasing awareness and activism on human rights issues might pressure EU governments to adopt more critical stances towards certain Israeli policies. In the ever-shifting landscape of international politics, EU-Israel relations are poised at a crossroads of history, values, and strategic interests. The future will undoubtedly be shaped by a complex interplay of geopolitical, economic, and societal forces, forging a path laden with both challenges and opportunities. As we journey through the multifaceted landscape of EU-Israel relations, we observe a relationship that is as intricate as it is impactful. From the historical echoes of the Holocaust shaping Germany's strong support for Israel to the Czech Republic's unwavering political and defense alignment, each EU state contributes its unique hue to this intricate mosaic. Economic ties underscore a mutual commitment to innovation and prosperity, while shared democratic values and security interests bind these diverse nations in a complex dance of diplomacy. Yet within this union of states, divergent views persist, reflecting the dynamic and evolving nature of international relations. Countries like Sweden, Ireland, and Belgium, with their more critical stances, remind us of the nuanced and often contentious nature of this relationship, driven by concerns over human rights and differing perspectives on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. As we gaze into the future, the shifting sands of geopolitics, regional dynamics, and global challenges pose vital questions. How will the EU and Israel navigate these turbulent waters? Will the ties that bind them grow stronger, or will emerging challenges and divergent views create new rifts? In the grand chessboard of international relations, the EU-Israel relationship stands as a testament to the enduring power of history, the resilience of shared values, and the unyielding influence of geopolitical realities. What future chapters will be written in this compelling narrative? Only time will tell.